I used to watch the Muslims because
Okay.
I used to always, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, what's up with these dudes, man? These dudes look funny, man. Got these beards in their face, comb it or something. You want to know Islam?
Mm.
Go get a Quran and go read the Hadith. Be careful about learning Islam from certain Muslims, because we Muslim, we not perfect. Islam perfect, we not perfect. Hey, when I first made wudu,
Mm.
I feel like I was drowning. I shot the water too high up my nose,
Oh,
everything. For
subhanallah.
real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then when I made the salah, this the crazy part about it. I still remember like it was yesterday. I made salah and I did a move and I messed it up. And I tell you no lie, bro. I felt an honest fear. I jumped up and said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and sat down on the bed, and my heart racing just because I messed up. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm in front of Allah.
Assalamu alaikum, people. Welcome back to another episode of Streets to Deen. Akhi, can you introduce yourself, please?
All right. My name's Sadiq Nasir, which means truthful and sincere defender. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Akhi, how old are you?
I'm 32.
32, MashaAllah. Tell us a bit about your childhood, inshallah. Growing up in Atlanta, what was that like?
Well, growing up, you know, it was a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have this, we didn't have that. You know, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, oatmeal at night. You feel what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
my grandma used to try to force me to go to church and have me forcing me to sing in the choir and all this other stuff. You feel me? You know,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then, you know, at a certain age, I started getting in trouble running the streets at like 12 years old. I went to jail for some stuff at like 12 and got out, going back in every year all the way up to 14 years old. When I turned 14, I went to juvenile jail and stayed there until I was like 16. You know what I'm saying? So it was like my whole childhood was like.
SubhanAllah, SubhanAllah. So, you've only been to jail once, or how many times have you been in prison?
Man, I lost count, man.
SubhanAllah, SubhanAllah. But yeah, tell us a bit about that. Like, what type of stuff would you get arrested for, or you know what I mean? What type of stuff would get you into trouble, kind of thing, at that sort of age?
I mean, at that age, I'm gonna give you an example. Say like 14 years old, you know, 12 years old, you start developing yourself. You know what I'm saying? You start becoming something. Then at the age of 14, you know what I'm saying? You start seeing the importance of money. You know, and with money, you gotta have a certain type of respect to keep that money in your pocket. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, being gangster is like a defense weapon. Here it is, I'm out here on these streets. And I want this money and I want to feed my people and I want to eat. But in order for me to keep this money and feed my people and eat, I gotta protect this money. Because I got people out here gonna come and try to get this money. So what do I gotta do? I gotta pick up whatever I gotta pick up and handle my business in any form of fashion to protect what I got going on. That's when you become gangster. You feel what I'm saying? We run around out there trying to handle this and do that. We don't really want to do that, but you forced to do that. So therefore, you forced to be a gangster. You gotta handle your business because if you weak, you beat. You feel what I'm saying? So those was the situations coming up, and that's how it was.
SubhanAllah, SubhanAllah. So in total, how many years would you say you spent in prison?
Half of my life. I'm 32 now, so.
About 15 years, 15, 16.
Yeah, altogether, if you add it up from when I was 12 years old, see the jokes I just came off of right now, I did like 13 and a half years. From 2006 to 2020. And before that, I got out in 2005. And I was doing time like, you know, juvenile stuff, you heard me? But
SubhanAllah, SubhanAllah. So, Akhi, what actually led you to Islam then?
well, during my time when I was chilling, I used to watch the Muslims. Because I used to always, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, what's up with these dudes, man? These dudes look funny, man. Got these beards in their face, comb it or something. You know what I'm saying? That's how I used to
Yeah.
look at them like, man, these dudes crazy, toe up. But they had a little swag with them. They had connection with each other. So I ain't know nothing about the whole month of Ramadan and none of that. So when that came around, this is why I'm in jail. I'm looking like, man, I didn't even know you was a Muslim. You know, you start seeing Muslims who you didn't know was a Muslim. You know what I'm saying?
SubhanAllah.
Come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know. So, boom, one day, 2018, I'm in lockdown, you heard me? I'm on lockdown. I'm in Allen Correctional Center. And two cells down was a Muslim, and it had a Muslim on the side of me, you heard me? But the dude down here, I was talking to him. I don't know how we got on the conversation. But I told him, I said, man, I thought about becoming a Muslim. You feel what I'm saying? But I have to read the book to see what's up with it, because I'm not just going to put my life inside no book and just run off with it. You feel me? Because when I used to read the Bible, when I read it twice, and it's like, you know, it wasn't right. It's too many. It threw me off. It ain't grasped me. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, boom. He told me,
so you come from a Christian background, sorry?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My grandmother used to have me going to church and all that.
All right.
But you know how that go. You know what I'm saying? You force somebody to something, once they gonna back away from it.
Yeah.
So he gave me a Quran to read, you know. I sent a sock, see how, you know, Muslims in jail, they totally different. They protective over their Quran. You know, they wrap it up and stuff before they let it, you know. So he told me to send a sock down there to him. It was a small book, small Quran. So I sent the sock down there to his cell. He put the Quran in a sock, tied it up, and let it get passed down, you heard me? So it got to me. So I took it out of the sock, I opened it up. And I got to looking at the chapters. The cow, the bee. I'm like, man, what kind of book this is, man? These crazy sounding chapters. I'm like, man, what this dude sent me, man? You feel me? So boom. Now, around this time, mind you now, you know, I used to read a whole lot of books. So I had a lot of sense. I educated myself on a lot of things. So I started reading it. I said, okay, I'm reading. Okay. But see, when I got to the point when it said you can kill people, they caught my attention. I'm like, what? I had to put it down. I say, ooh. I said, man. And I picked it back up and read it some more, and it said, only if that's a corruption person. Meaning I just can't run around and kill no anybody. He got to be causing mischief in the land and all this other stuff. You feel what I'm saying? And then it also said, if you kill somebody, a wrongful soul, it's just like you killed the whole mankind. But if you save one, it's like you saved the whole mankind. So that caught my attention. And that let me know that, hey, this is something serious right here. This ain't nothing to be played with. So before I finished the whole Quran, I told him, man, send me y'all prayer down here, you know what I'm saying? So he sent me the paper with the prayer on it. Just the first half. I said, man, y'all got to say all this? I said, yeah. I said, man, that's too much, man. So they just half for it. I said, it's just half for it. That's what was going on around that time. You know, that's how I was feeling around the time when I first started. And I learned to pray in 3 weeks in Arabic and English. Didn't know what I was saying in Arabic at the time. You know, so every time a Muslim came back there, I stopped him. I said, man, look, whatever Islamic material that you have in your bag, your property, man, send it to me. And it was throwing them off because they knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? They looking like, I said, yeah, man, send that to me.
So you hadn't actually took your Shahada at the time, but you were still just learning and absorbing it out.
I didn't take my Shahada till I got out of lockdown. And it's like I damn near had to force the brothers to give it to me, because the brothers that was in charge, the imam and the you know, and the assistant imam that was in charge, they was older brothers dealing with younger dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to damn near force them. I said, man, look, what I gotta learn just to get my Shahada. Around the time I wasn't really reading, I ain't had that much knowledge of the Deen then. So that's how that went.
SubhanAllah, SubhanAllah. So after you took your Shahada, what was that feeling like? You know, the moment you then decided to take your Shahada with the Imam and you was in jail, but you had brothers around you. What was that experience like?
Man, it was like you broke a world record right then and there. See, when I did it, it was after Jumu'ah. And everybody gathered around. Like 6 to 7 brothers gathered around. And one brother in front of me. I said, lift your hand up. And see, when I did it, the faith had already entered my heart. You feel what I'm saying? So I was
Yeah.
already Muslim by heart. But when I did it, it felt good just to proclaim something like that and be firm upon it in front of everybody.
Mm.
That was big to me, you know what I'm saying?
SubhanAllah. And you never looked back since.
But you know, I'm human. I go through my struggles, you know, have my ups and my downs, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not finna, oh, I ain't Muslim no more. No, man. You know, I ain't gonna do all that.
How long you been Muslim for now?
Like 2018.
Oh,
September
like
27th, 2018 is when I took my Shahada. June 25th was the first time I made Salah. And when I first did it, I messed Say, hey, when I first made wudu, I feel like I was drowning. I shot the water too high up my nose, everything.
Oh.
SubhanAllah,
yeah.
And then when I made the Salah, this the crazy part about it, I still remember like it was yesterday. I made Salah, and I did a move, and I messed it up. And I tell you no lie, bro, I felt an honest fear. I jumped up and said, oh, I'm sorry, and sat down on the bed, and my heart racing, just because I messed up. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm in front of Allah. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that really, like, it threw me off for a loop, because I ain't never felt like that before. Here it is, I'm trying to do something, practice something new. And that happened, and I reacted to that like that. It threw me off, like damn.
SubhanAllah. I showed you had the iman in your heart, though. The fear for Allah.
Yeah, because it's like, when I laid down in the bed after reading the Quran, I thought about it. I thought about how my people will look at me. You know, how they will accept me. They think I can't lost my mind or something like that. You heard me? Because you know, people start talking different after they done a little time in prison. They got. I'm talking about after like 5 years. You know, you ain't 2-3 years. You still the same dude. But after like 5 years, you really in there. You start making changes. So I'm laying in the bed. Like I was saying, like I laid in the bed and I got to thinking about how people's gonna look at me. You feel what I'm saying?
That was actually going to be my next question, actually. Like, how did your family take it when they heard you become Muslim and stuff?
I mean, on the surface, they accepted it, but in the inside, I know they thought I was tripping.
SubhanAllah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know they think our God is different. So you know, when I talk to them, I don't talk about Jesus with them. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you notice, they agree with every Muslim, every prophet until it come down to that one prophet, Jesus. You hear me? That's when all of. So we're gonna talk about these other prophets, Zechariah. We're gonna talk about Job. We're gonna talk about who else? We're gonna talk about Moses, Abraham, stuff like that. So when I talk to them about that. You know, and when they seen that, now every time they came visit me, I had something new to tell them about this, that, and the other, and they can relate to the stories. They started warming up to it. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I guess they wanted to see if I was gonna come home and live like that, though.
Yeah. So how long you been out of prison for now? You saying it's been a couple of years? When did you come out?
I came out May 10th last year. May 10th. I think it was Mother's Day around here or something.
Okay.
May 10th last year.
SubhanAllah. And how would you say Islam has changed your life now that you're out in the free world and you know what I mean, you're trying to hold down the Deen? How would you say it's changed your life or your mannerisms?
Well, I don't curse. I don't smoke. I shower different. I cleanse my body differently. I groom myself differently. You know, I have different feelings towards certain situations that I wouldn't have no feelings toward at all. You know, I try to de-escalate a lot of problems before it get out of hand. I calm my temper down. I'm not trigger happy no more. I try to, I'm not afraid to be a man in situations where your respect and reputation is on the line.
Yeah.
Meaning like, if something happens to a certain person, this person gonna react like that because so many people looking, but I done so much in my past life, I can sit here in front of everybody and say, man, you know what, I'm wrong and I apologize. Accept my apology. I don't care how they think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that changed about me, you feel what I'm saying? I ain't worrying about no reputation or nothing like that. I respect everybody. You know, if you scary, I respect you. I don't care who you is. I respect you. Simple. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I mean, you know, I help the older people. I try to be mindful of that. I mean, that's the only thing I can see that really changed. But other than that, I'm still under attack.
Still a test.
You know? Yeah, I'm still under attack like any other Muslim.
Yeah, for sure.
What I'm saying? Like, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, my bro. So what advice would you give to anyone who might not know anything about Islam or might be looking into Islam? What advice would you give them?
I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody, bro. If you want to know Islam, go get a Quran and go read the Hadith. Be careful about learning Islam from certain Muslims. Because we Muslim, we not perfect. Islam perfect. We not perfect. I can take Islam and try to live it up to my best abilities, but I'm just doing it to my best ability and hoping it don't mislead you. So before you can get misled, go read up on it for yourself. Get your own understanding because it's very simple. Once you get your own understanding, you know what I'm saying? Allah will open your heart to the hikmah, to the knowledge, and then you're going to start seeing what Muslim is doing it right and what Muslim is doing it wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're going to learn Islam. Now you done got your life in order. Now you can go help him, help her, help him, and help her. But if you listening to these dudes who claim they Muslim and they doing contrary, I mean, how you going, you know, you going to look at it like, oh, all right, I can do that. That's what's up. But the whole time, that's his struggle. That's his struggle you see. So you could take his struggle and think that's how Islam go, and you done misled yourself. So go get you a Quran and go read the Hadith. And it's going to come to you on its own.
SubhanAllah. Now, that's some beautiful advice, my bro. And leading on to what advice would you give to any brothers and sisters out there that might be struggling with their deen or, you know, might be finding it hard, especially in this climate, to, let's say, wear hijab or grow a beard or just be a Muslim? Do you know what I mean? What advice would you give to them?
My advice is this. A situation like that, don't stop praying, because the minute you stop praying, it's like you lost all hope in the mercy of Allah. And if you're a woman wearing a hijab, you're a top of the line woman with that on. You untouchable. You can't be stopped. You know what I'm saying? You stick out like a sore thumb. You're a prized possession. You know what I'm saying? I tell a lot of women, I say, look at, we're going to take Nicki Minaj. I'm going to call it spade for spade, bro. We're going to take Nicki Minaj. And we're going to take a Muslima with a full hijab on. We're going to take them and put them in a dark alley and let them walk side by side one another, come up between a group of men. Who you think they're going to rape? Not her. They're going to get her. Why? Because a man, animalistic nature, do not get engaged with nothing he can't see. How can I get aroused with something I can't see? I don't see your curves. I don't see this. I don't see that. But see this right here? Oh, I see this. I see that. I want this. I'm finna attack this. And that Muslim, that Muslima, she just gonna walk clean by. Ain't nobody gonna mess with her. So you're a top of the line woman. In my eyes. You feel me?
Yeah. SubhanAllah, I feel you, man. But Jazakallah for telling your story, brother Sadiq. Is there any final words you wanna put out there for the people?
Yeah, I got one. Don't stop praying. We all struggle. We all strive. Just don't stop praying. Period.
Don't stop praying. Cool, my bro. Jazakallah, I appreciate that, man. I was chatting to you on the private messages and that, but I really appreciate you coming up, you know, sharing your story, sharing your experiences. I ask Allah to keep you firm, keep both you and I firm, you know, and inshallah we do more for the sake of Allah, bro.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah.